Now, before we begin to start constructing our keychain, I'd like to just mention that the colors that we're using on Tinkercad are completely arbitrary. The colors do not relate to a specific material. The object that you're designing will not export with those colors as a finished product, and a 3D printer will not interpret those colors and print your object with those respective colors. The colors within Tinkercad are simply to identify one object from another and make it easier for you, as a designer, to recognize the different components. If you click on an object, such as this gray rectangular prism, which will become the base of our keychain, you'll see this menu box appear here, which allows you to adjust various settings around the box, and if you click on the solid circle, it will allow you to change the object's color. Now the first step in constructing our keychain is going to be adding the APL lettering to the base plate of our keychain, which is the gray rectangular prism. Clicking on this object, and then the vertical resize box, you'll see that the height of this gray rectangle is 2 millimeters. Doing the same for the lettering, you'll see that the height is also 2 millimeters. So we'll either need to make this lettering 1 millimeter taller so that the lettering actually shows up, or we could raise the entire object using the black cone to be 1 millimeter above our blue work plane. The next thing we're going to be doing is using what's called the Align tool. If you click on the gray rectangle and then shift click on the lettering, you'll have both objects selected at the same time. What you're going to want to do now is look for this button at the top right corner or use the hotkey L. This will bring up the Align tool, and you'll see 3 sets of 3 circles appear around the various axes of your 2 components. By mousing over one of the black dots, it will try to align both of the objects you have selected around this line. So you see this black dot is connected to that line, and if we click it, it will place both objects centered around that line. However, another way of doing this is if you select both objects, use the Align tool, but then click on an object first, it will anchor that object in place and allow you to align the second object to the primary object using the same button functionality. We now have the letters properly placed on the keychain's base and can start adding other components to our keychain.